Welcome back to the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour round one here from Cobram. You're back on the live stream here on YouTube. And up right now on centre court is a women's challenger division. A quarter-final with number 1 seeds taking on the number 5 seeds. And it's the number 5 seeds that find themselves 6 points in arrears at the start here of the first set of, as I mentioned, the quarter-final. The number 5 seeds are the girls in green, and there's a big block just then with Lucia, Zarak and Allana Benson teaming up from the ACT. And they're taking on the number 1 seeds from South Australia, Isabella, Holmes and Paillot.
Zarak and Allana Benson. South Australia, Isabella, Holmes and Paillot.
Five-point lead now to the girls from South Australia. That's going to be Paillot back to the service line. She's the taller of the two in the visor and just sends that one deep. Just confirmation there from our New South Wales first referee, Jaden Norsworthy. He's officiating proceedings here in the quarterfinal of the Women's Challenger Division. Great swing cross-court from the out of reach from the retreating blocker from the ACT, Lucia, Zarak. Isabella Holmes with the winner, and now she will head back to serve. Change of ends. Isabella Holmes still with the serve. They've gone out to a nice, handy early lead here in the first set of the Women's Challenger quarterfinal. Oh, good roll, just wrong footing the defender in Holmes. That was Allana Benson with the winner. Scored at a 5-point buffer. 5 serving 10 and just long at the baseline. Benson a little too big on the serve. 6-point lead now with Paillot with the ball. Nicely done. Transition from defense into attack. Stays on the ground and just finds that back bit of the court from Benson. Oh, a couple of service errors in a row from the girls from the ACT. They're not missing by much, but every little bit helps. And right now, that help is going the way of SA. And they score one back. The girls in green, the ACT, the 5th seeds, Lucia, Zarak with Allana Benson. taking on the number 1 seeds from South Australia, Isabella, Holmes and Paillot. Little inside-out shot from Faye. We'll go to a technical timeout with the South Australians leading the ACT duo, 14-7. And we're back here on centre court, our broadcast court. And Paillot with another winner, this time right at the back at the baseline from the serving position, straight down the line, 15-7. Faye just with a touch that didn't quite make it over the net, but blocker was going to be all over it anyway from the ACT in Lucia Zarak. She served. She's run up to the net. What she got? She takes out that line angle and forces an error from Faye. Couple in a row for the girls from the ACT. Roll shot being left and going in for Isabella Holmes and the ACT girls. They are the number 1 seeds and they're taking on the number 5 seeds, but these number 5 seeds from the ACT are the number 1 ranked ACT team. That's Lucia Zarak and Allana Benson. Isabella Holmes with the serve. Oh, great cut shot from Benson. We mentioned that they are the number 1 ACT beach volleyball team as they change ends. They're in the quarterfinal, but their other pairing, Catherine Wilkinson and Holly Urin, are also in the Challenger quarterfinal, or one of the other quarterfinals, I should say. The Volleyball ACT are doing a magnificent job of driving beach volleyball and their program in the nation's capital, so well done to them. And a net touch, net infringement called by our second referee and confirmed by New South Wales is Jaden Norsworthy. At the top there, he's very incognito in the mask, the sunnies and the hat, but we know who you are. We'll go to a very quick short break with 17-14.
Cobram-Barooga's fresh new bar, 1981.
And our New South Wales first referee, Jaden Norsworthy, calling both teams back out on the court. South Australia versus the ACT here in the Women's Challenger quarterfinal. Isabella Holmes and Paillot from South Australia, the number 1 seeds, taking on the number 5 seeds, Lucia, Zarak and Allana Benson from the ACT. The number 1 ranked ACT duo. From Volleyball ACT, who are doing a cracking job pushing beach volleyball in their program. They're in the nation's capital. Good transition off the net on a block. One ball tomahawk straight back over. Swing and short shot from Isabella Holmes. Well done to the SA girls. And speaking of volleyball ACT, in the, I was going to say the innings break, but the set break, Liz Burtis from Volleyball ACT is going to be joining us and talking just a couple of things beach volleyball. The power game from Isabella Holmes was dealt with from Allana Benson. So she's gone the cut shot. Little finesse to finish the point off. And that's going to give us our first set point, 20 points to 14 to our number 1 seeds in the Challenger Girls Women's Division. Great stretch from Benson, but to no avail, and they take out the first set. Holmes and Paillot, 21-14. And we're joined here by Liz Burtis from Volleyball ACT. Liz, welcome.
Thank you.
Now, Lucia and Allana, they're your number 1 ranked beach volleyball team in ACT, correct?
Yeah, they are. We've got a couple of other pairs that haven't come down, which we're hoping to get to Mollymook. But yeah, hoping to get all 8 women's teams through to Mollymook. And we've got 4 men's teams training as well. Should we hope to get down there?
Yeah, nice one. And this is a quarterfinal in the Challenger division.
Yeah.
I believe there's another pair in another quarterfinal today?
Yeah, they're actually playing right now as well. Catherine Wilkinson and Holly Urin.
Yeah, beautiful. Nice. And how long have the 2 girls been playing together in Lucia and Allana?
This is actually their first tournament
Really?
together. Yeah. So Nick Kaiser is coaching the AAA women's group in Canberra. He's got, I think, 10 girls training with him. And yeah, this is their combination for the youth tournament that's coming up. But yeah, this is actually their first one together, and same for Holly and Catherine. So it's really good that they've made quarters in their first tournament.
Absolutely. Now, we're in Cobram, and this is an inland area. Landlocked ACT. Tell us about the beaches there.
We have 8 courts at the beach facility in Lynham. Yeah, it's actually, this one's probably the most like home for us.
Yep.
The sand is a little bit I don't know, greatier, and that's the same as it is at Lynham.
Okay.
And yeah, so the girls have adjusted reasonably well to playing
nice.
here. Yeah.
Beautiful. How's it going in the depths of winter? We know Canberra can get quite cold. It snowed at the footy a couple of times.
We actually had snow at an ACT Open a couple of
You
years ago. So,
That's awesome.
just grin and bear it. Yep.
Brilliant. And how are the guys going? What are they up to? Are they? You said there was 4 teams or 4 pairings?
Well, there's four pairings training. We had 3 entered, but as we know, we've had some flooding issues.
Yes,
So the Challenger Div 2. So the boys hopefully will be here for the next one.
Yep. Nice. And what are the aspirations of obviously your 2 girls teams are pretty on fire at the moment, being in the quarterfinals of the Challenger division. Are they, on the radar, the number 5 seeds at the moment?
It's funny actually, when we were talking prior to this tournament, they were talking about this being a big prep moment for them for the youth tournament that's coming up next, and they didn't actually talk too much about their expectations for this one. They just wanted to get touches together.
Okay.
So the fact that they're in the quarters, and I've seen some really good volleyball from both pairs. It's very exciting for us.
Well, you guys are doing a great job in the ACT. Well done. We're back here in the second set. They are 5-0. So you're on fire. Sitting there quietly, confident now.
No, we're a little bit nervous going into it, so hopefully, they'll fight back in the second set, I have no doubt.
Well, I think now a 6-0 lead in the second set. I think the nerves are well and truly settled. Make that 7. There's an ace.
It's amazing.
And then a change of ends. Hopefully not a change of fortune for your girls. Liz Burtis, thank you for joining us.
Not a problem. Thank you very much.
Cheers. the ACT is on fire, simply put. It is 12-2. They're absolutely crushing it. I believe they had a 7 or a 9 point lead earlier, and they have just gone from strength to strength here in the second set. They have to win this to take it to a third and deciding set and keep their Challenger Cup gold medal aspirations alive. With that, the commentators curse. They serve the fault. But certainly things are heating up here in the almost midday sun on the banks of the Murray River. Down the line, tags the line. Our Jaden Norsworthy, first referee. Thank you very much from New South Wales. Timeout called. 13-3 here in the Women's Challenger quarterfinal.
Your destination for state-of-the-art simulated sports is the Bunker at Sporties. 4 bays of exciting sports and games to choose from, including golf, soccer, shooting range, bowling, and more. You'll have a blast at the Bunker.
And as we come out here on centre court once again for the Women's Challenger quarterfinal, we've got the ACT in green serving the South Australian duo. Oh, not necessarily miscommunication there, but certainly a misjudgment, an out call, as the ACT number one's pairing of Isabella Holmes and Paillot hit the board again. They got a little bit of work to do. They trail by 9 points here in the second set, but they are one set to love up. Best of 3, of course, just in case you're joining us. Oh, great reach. Good stretch. Rolls to the back of the court. Flat-footed defender can't do anything about it. 10-point lead again. Our first referee we've mentioned a couple of times. He's from New South Wales. It's Jaden Norsworthy. He's one of our, or the country's best developing junior referees. He has aspirations for international duties at the senior level, so we wish him all the best. He's looking pretty sharp up there in his shades. Whew, what a big block that was. Whew, Lucia Zarak. Not quite sure of the pronunciation. Could be Zarak on the attack. I don't know. I won't spin too many rhymes. We'll move on. Oh, and another one just going too deep and too long. Still a 10-point buffer, but can the number one seeds make any inroads in that? We will have to just wait and see. But back to Jaden. He's very involved at the junior development level, or program, I should say, for referees in New South Wales in particular, but also around the country. So we wish him all the best in his aspirations. It's not just about the athletes here. We are developing officials at the top level as well. As we go to a timeout. Technical. Full stretch on defense. Isabella Holmes can't control that one up. We're back out to a 10-point buffer with Benson at the baseline. It's going to take Isabella Holmes back to the baseline. She's got the serve. A little bit of work to do here for the South Australian duo. They trail by a significant amount. However, they do have that one set to love over the ACT pairing. We believe it is 11 serving 18, but we'll just wait for confirmation from our scorer's bench. And that's a big swing and a big block, but it goes out. South Australia on the march, 12-18 now. Two-handed, two-ball tomahawk for a winner cross-court. I don't think I've seen that for a while. Well done. That was Faye with Isabella going back to serve again. 13-18 now. They trailed by a deficit of up to 11 points at one stage. And now they've drawn it back to 5. Could this be the comeback? Oh, that one goes just over the net. Perfect defensive up. Winner on a one ball. Back to now 4 points. Second set of the Women's Challenger quarterfinal. That ball goes wide. I think ACT look like they're going to call a timeout just to settle some nerves. Obviously, letting a huge deficit go almost completely by the wayside, but still a 3-point lead with only 3 points to go to send this to a third set, so we shall see.
Visit Cobram-Barooga Golf Club. Ranked in the top 100 courses of Australia, it features 36 championship standard holes. Stay and play packages are available. Come for a round of golf at Cobram-Barooga Golf Club.
Back here on centre court. Still just having a chat through that timeout. So thanking Hancock Prospecting, AIS and Mikasa for their major involvement with Volleyball Australia here at the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour. Round 1 here on the beaches, or beach rather, of Cobram-Barooga at Thompsons Beach on the banks of the Murray River. What a sight. Isabella Holmes back at the baseline. Spike attack for Benson. Rolls it. Holmes with the dig. Easy shot down the line. 2-point deficit now. South Australia trailed the entire set. Oh, and that 2-ball gets it sorted. That is it's a necessary point for the ACT. That could have been back to a 1-point deficit, but now they change ends with a 3-point deficit and only 2 points going away from the end of the sets and possibly taking this to a third and deciding. We shall see. 19 serving 16. Hello to all our current viewers on YouTube. Now live stream, full stretch. That brings up a set point for the ACT pairing of Lucia Zarak, who's serving, and Allana Benson. Women's Challenger quarter-final set point to go to a third and deciding. Another great short serve. Oh, and a 1-ball short overpass for a winner from Paillot. Can she save another 3 set points? Let's start with the first one, 17-20. Flat, hard serve. Tight set. Ball goes deep into the baseline and in. That is a beautiful, well-constructed set from the ACT girls. Lucia Zarak and Allana Benson. They're going to a third and deciding. 21-17. Deciding set coming up.
This is a place where I don't feel alone. This is a place that I call my home.
Thanks to our partners at Scape. I know that some of the Volleyball Australia officials have been put up there, especially in Melbourne town, before we came up to Cobram. So thank you very much to Scape for all your assistance. All right, we are here in the third and deciding set of the Women's Challenger Division quarterfinal, South Australia versus the ACT. 1 set apiece, third and deciding. Here we go. Winner of this will take a top 4 result and go straight through to the semi and keep their gold aspirations alive. Full stretch. Is she going to get it? She got it, but she didn't get it back over. First blood to the ACT. Nope, South Australia. No block, 2 defenders to beat. Beats both of them at full stretch. That's Paillot. But it's Lucia Zarak with the winner. Down the line, 1-1. And a double contact or a handling error called on the South Australian girls. That hands the first lead for the ACT girls here in the third set. Isabella Holmes splits the middle and finds the court 2-2. In the third and deciding set, folks, we will change ends every 5 points rather than 7 in the first 2 sets we did. As it stands, there's not too much of an advantage by the looks of any conditions out there. The sun's quite high in the sky, being midday now, and the lightest of breezes coming from the east, which is the top end of your broadcast side, furthest away from the camera. A change of ends has South Australia in the lead and Faye at the baseline. We've got ourselves a fault and an antenna's fallen. Perfectly weighted from Paillot. They hit the lead again, 4-3, South Australia. They are trading blows. Momentum going with, strangely enough, the South Australians. Even though they were 1 set to love up, they were looking down an 11-point barrier, buffer in the second set and came back and only lost it by a few points in the end. So they'll hopefully be riding that wave. But by the same token, the ACT will have a little bit of a... as that one trickles across the net, but just doesn't find any of the court or the line. So we're all tied up again here at 4-4. So both teams will be seemingly riding the same wave of momentum going here in the third set. It's quite an interesting dynamic. Roll shot, splits the middle, finds the court. 5-4. Holmes and Paillot. The retreating blocker again, can't quite control that defensive up. Will change ends, all tied up, 5-5. Well, it's tight, but it's dealt with deep out of the reach of the block and the defender. And that is now a lead for the ACT. Allana Benson doing the damage. She's back to the baseline and send down a floating bomb. Let's see what she's got. game, trading standing roll shots down the line. Both teams 6-all. Roll over the top. Out of the reach of the blocker. All 4 girls, all 4 athletes sucking in the oxygen. Working hard out here in the midday sun on the banks of the Murray River. And we're going to have to go to a timeout. Scoreline 7-6 going the way of Zarak and Benson in the ACT here in the Women's Challenger quarterfinal.
The ultimate family playground is at Sporties, with 18 holes of challenging and fun mini golf. Play a quick 9 or make a day of it with breakfast, lunch and dinner options. Open 7 days. Have a great day out with Sporties Mini Golf.
Girls in green, the ACT. The girls in red, pink, maroon. Whatever your interpretation is of that colour from South Australia. Coming back to the court at 7 points to 6. Women's Challenger Division quarterfinal.
Timeouts worked for the South Australian pair, Isabella Holmes and Paillot. Isabella's headed back to the baseline with the scoreline. Once again, all tied up. This time, 7-all. When I say Isabella Holmes, I mean Paillot is serving. Scorer's bench just sorting out the order there. Thank you. And for the first time in this third set, there is a 2-point advantage going the way of Holmes and Paillot. A couple of handling errors, just trying to be a little too cute here in the late stages, or the mid to late stages of the third set. Be brave. Whoever is going to be the bravest will take out this third set. Oh, standing cut shot goes back in on itself. Brilliant stuff from Benson. Got the ball on a string on that point. All right, we're back to a 2-point buffer. Allana Benson with the serve. Goes to the same spot she played her cut shot on. Great serve. Same spot, dealt with on the net, but just got a little tied up there. Lucia. Zarak will change ends. 9-11. Biggest swing of the match, and what a time to bring it out for the ACT duo in Holmes and Paillot. Paillot just goes whack. 13-10. Got a little too cute, a little too fired up from that huge swing before. Back to a 2-point buffer. South Australia still ahead. And folks, that'll do it. South Australia's Isabella Holmes and Faye Paillot taking out the third and deciding set of the Women's Challenger quarterfinal in spectacular fashion. Congratulations to the girls. They'll go through for a guaranteed top 4 spot and find themselves in a semi-final. Up next, the Men's Challenger quarterfinal. It's the number 15 seeds, Alexander Bai and Mitchell McComb from Victoria, taking on the number 6 seeds of